Once a former talc operation, the Viking mine now sits abandoned and forgotten. Within the last few years, one of the bunkhouses was burnt down due to arson. However, most of the buildings remain intact and in decent condition. Join us as we explore this astonishing mining camp in Death Valley. Welcome back, everyone, and today I'm at the Viking mine. So we're going to be having a look at the mining camp and the abandoned mines around it. Somebody has set up a seat right there. And to the right of us, this is a prospect pit. It doesn't go anywhere. You could see some piping above it. Looks like some water piping, although it's not connected to anything. So this doesn't go anywhere, and it has never gone anywhere because you could see all of that solid rock, so it's not like it's been blasted or anything like that to close the entrance. As we go up, there's this flattened out section that almost looks like they were building a road. Maybe they were planning on going up that way, like building a road up that way for some further development with mines, although that never happened. This is a great view of the exterior of this cabin. Roof isn't in great condition. This side of the roof is completely gone. Once the roof is gone, these places don't got much longer to stay before they start falling apart. Foundation right there, that was probably an outhouse. It doesn't look like a very big area. It doesn't look like it was a very big building. And this was a pantry for sure. You could see they even cemented these rocks into the side of the pantry, which is it's a bit extra. Most of the abandoned places I look at that have pantries aren't like that. You can see the left side of it isn't like that. That's more of a regular look. Maybe they figured it'd be too expensive to continue cementing the pantry, which isn't in all that good of condition. Which, by the way, if you don't know, a pantry, cold food storage, because obviously they didn't have fridges up here, they didn't have electricity, so they had to keep canned goods and whatnot, and perishable foods is good as long as possible. So having a pantry tremendously kept food cold in comparison to if it was just sitting in a cabin. Somebody built a fireplace right there, but this side of the wall is all gone. Looks like it's eroded off over the years, maybe from flood waters and stuff. The whole wall's gone. The end of the pantry, that's the wood. It's not in all that bad of condition at this side. You could see they're kind of running out of materials. They're probably building this place on a budget, obviously, just based on the fact that the materials are so different. Like, look at the right side with those pieces of wood in comparison to the left side. Completely different types of wood. Now looking at two other houses, which we'll be looking at very soon. And before we head this way, once again, looking at this cabin, we're going to check this one out in a second. However, I do see this, another spot where a building once sat. That was, you could see the foundation where it's all been flattened out, where the building would have been. Just that little piece of wood remains. Looking up the mountain, doesn't appear to be too much. See some piping. That's a good sign that there might be mines, to which there is a lot of mines nearby, which we'll be trying to find. I don't think that's a mine. I'm curious though, so I want to check that out real quick. Let's go hike up there. Well, It's a clear sign there was once a building up here. Look at, that's not natural. Somebody has flattened this out, so maybe at one time something was up here, some old building or something. I could see some boot prints, so somebody else has been up here recently. It's weird that they're in the same location as us. It's kind of uneventful, nothing's up here. Maybe they had the same idea as us, it might be a mine. Nevertheless, there's nothing. Looking back at those two houses with a great view. Looking back at what we just looked at. That's the pantry. And now, let's check this cabin out. It's very neat looking. They built it out of stone. Don't see a lot of stone cabins, just because it must have taken so long to just find the stones to begin with. But with that being said, just stacking them up. Looks like some stucco-like material on the walls, which has been coming off. I notice a lot of these cemented type of buildings usually don't last as long. The stone lasts a long time though. It's definitely going to be standing, I can guarantee you, for at least another 100 years. I don't know about this wood, but I don't know about the roof. Well, a little bit of a roof that still exists, but the stone's definitely going to be lasting a long time. So this is just one room. However, there's a window going to the next one, which somebody put a piece of a tarp on. Maybe they were camping and they wanted some privacy. Sometimes people camp in these, which I don't, you know, if you're on like a motorcycle or something, might want to, rather than setting up a tent. No roof on this one either. The third room we look at will have a roof. There's a table somebody has left behind, one of those fold-up camping tables. However, there's really nothing in this room. That entryway has been boarded up. You can see this room almost looks like it was an add-on. It's made out of wood. Okay. Yeah, this is in the best of condition. I'm guessing this was a later add-on based on how good of condition it is. Another miner's room. Maybe another miner joined them in the mine operations. Because these look kind of like dorm style cabins, you know, dorm style rooms. Just small rooms, individual rooms. Roof's in good condition. Got a 5-gallon jug of water down there. And a bunch of extra waters right there. Yeah, bunch of waters. That's good for being out in the hot desert. It's a little bit of writing on the walls, but I don't see any dates. Anyone signing, you know, it's always nice to see when they sign dates, just so you know when other people visited. 2017. When's the last visitor? 3/21/2022. That's a while back. 3/21/2022. Okay, that's a few weeks ago. Nobody's visited this in quite a while. It's been a while. Of course, you got a great American flag right there. That's it for this room. So again, I'm going to give you a quick 360 view. Bed frame right there. I don't know if I mentioned that. Bed spring. Looking around. Yeah. light. Does this thing work? No, out of batteries. That's neat though. Before we look at those, I wanted to quickly show you guys this spot, which appears to be an old foundation. There's once a building at this place. You can see the wood down there that indicated the floorboards. It's all gone now. Nothing remains. So their duplexes actually, you could see there's 2 doors on them. So I assume they look duplex style, so I assume it's a duplex. Let's look at the exterior real quick. They don't seem like they're in the best of condition, but they're still not in bad condition. And looking this way, you can see the view of what's next to us, which is middle of nowhere, not much. Let's walk around it real quick. It's an entryway right there, back door. We have another one right there, which we'll check out soon. So, it looks like they had plumbing. You can see that piping goes into the house and it keeps going down that way. However, with that being said, I don't see any water containers, any water reservoirs or anything like that. So, water tanks, not containers. Let's begin with this room. So the floor is cement. That must have been a lot of work to make it cemented like that. Alright, here's the, would have been the kitchen. Kitchen sink would have sat right there. Some wooden counters, table counters, what am I saying? Kitchen counters, which is that's not exactly a safe thing. Wood like that, they got rid of that in most places. Now we just use stainless steel and whatnot, especially in restaurants, for instance. If you didn't know, they never use wood like that, just because imagine you're cutting something on there, wood soaks up bacteria, all that stuff, and that's dangerous over time. So that's something that they get rid of. Now it's just usually some type of marbling or stainless steel. Usually in restaurants, it's a stainless steel type countertops. Just because those ones will soak up all kinds of bacteria. And maybe after a couple years, you're still using it, you know, you can't clean it properly. Wood will soak stuff up. So even if you use some type of cleaning solution like bleach and water, whatnot like that, it won't remove all the bacteria in wood. Currently looking at the other cabin that we just looked at, and now we're making our way over to this one. This one does have a slight different design to it. 2 front. The doors are facing this way, and different layout as well. When you walk in, this is a single room. Bed frame right there. This one's in not as good of condition. No roof on that side. However, when you keep looking this way, there is a roof. It's just not in as good of condition as the other one. Once again, yeah, cement. You could get a good idea looking at that with wood in the middle of it. Looking into this room. This is the second room, probably another bedroom. These look like dorm style. Which, you know, they just want to fit as many miners as possible in these places. Obviously, the more building you do, the less mining you could do initially. Looking in this room, once again, this whole house, just like the other one, has cement flooring, which is very nice. The ceiling, big hole in the wall. Looking outside, had one window and a door right there, and that leads to this one. So it had 3 doors in each room. You could see, went that way, and then the exit, which could be a bit of a safety feature. You know, you don't want one door, just in case of a fire or something like that. Cement walls. Looks like they had shelving at one point. Could see the parts where the shelving was didn't get painted. To which I question why they painted it this green color. Doesn't look too great. This is the 4th and final room of this house. The cement flooring. And check this view out too. That is a great view. Looking back at those 2 houses, and you can see in the mountains. There's not much on that mountain, although up ahead there, I don't know if you could see that, but it's like a couple of waste rock piles, which indicate some mines. However, I'm not going to hike to them yet. I'm going to check my satellite maps and see where all the mines are at and which ones are best to look at. So, however, I plan on looking at all of them around us. So with that being said, I'm going to check that real quick. Around us. Once again, I want to show you guys real quick. These mountains. Not in all that bad of condition, huh? Don't see any mines in these ones neither. So yeah, I'm going to check my map and I'll get back to you guys. Maybe I'll make it'll be probably a separate video, so yeah. Stay tuned for part 2 where I check out the mines in the surrounding area.